The Panzergrenadier Division Großdeutschland, also commonly referred to simply as Großdeutschland or Großdeutschland Division, was an elite combat unit of the German army that fought on the Eastern Front in World War II. Originally formed in 1921 and served as a ceremonial guard unit, and by the 1939 had grown into a regiment of the combined Wehrmacht German armed forces. The infantry regiment Großdeutschland was activated on June 14, 1939. The regiment saw action in France in 1940, and took part in the invasion of Yugoslavia in April 1941. It was attached to Panzer Group II in the opening phases of Barbarossa, and was nearly destroyed in the Battle of Moscow in late 1941. On the last day of February 1942, the remnants of the regiment absorbed 2 battalions of reinforcements that arrived from Neuruppin, and the regiment was reconstituted. It later moved to Orel, and on April 1, 1942 the former infantry regiment Großdeutschland was reinforced and expanded into the motorized infantry division Großdeutschland using newly arrived troops from Germany. The division was assigned to 48th Panzer Corps during the opening phases of Case Blue, the German Army's 1942 strategic summer offensive in southern Russia. During the combined Soviet winter offensives Operation Uranus and Operation Mars in late November through mid-December, the division fought near Rzhev, where it was rendered combat ineffective. By November 18, 1942, the division only had 20 operational tanks. In January-February 1943, Großdeutschland and 48th Panzer Corps, along with the 2nd SS Panzer Corps, took part in the Third Battle of Kharkov. The division fought alongside the 1st SS Division Leibstandard SS Adolf Hitler, 2nd SS Division Das Reich and 3rd SS Division Totenkopf during these battles. The division's losses as total write-offs at that time amounted to 1 Panzer III, 12 Panzer IV, and 1 Tiger heavy tank. After the conquest of Kharkov, the Großdeutschland was again pulled back and refitted. On May 19, 1943, with the addition of armored personnel carriers and Tigers, the division was redesignated Panzergrenadier Division Großdeutschland or Armored Infantry Division Großdeutschland, though, in reality, it now had more armored vehicles than most full-strength panzer divisions. The newly re-equipped division was subordinated again to the 48th Panzer Corps, part of 4th Panzer Army, and took part in the Battle of Kursk. During the build-up period, a brigade of 2 battalions were equipped with the new Panther tanks, which were plagued by technical problems, suffering from engine fires and mechanical breakdowns before reaching the battlefield. By July 7, the division had only 80 of its 300 tanks still fit for combat. After the Kursk offensive was cancelled, the division was transferred back to Army Group Center and resumed its role as a mobile reserve. The Tiger Heavy Tank Company was expanded to a battalion, becoming the 3 Battalion of the Panzer Regiment. Großdeutschland saw heavy fighting around Kharkiv before being transferred back to the Panzer Corps in late August. For the rest of 1943, Großdeutschland retreated across Ukraine, and in 1944 into Romania, where it took part in the First Battle of Târgu Frumos. By May 31, 1944, the division had 14 Panzer IV, 90 Panthers, and 40 Tiger heavy tanks. In early August, the division was transferred to East Prussia from Army Group South Ukraine. Over the next months, Großdeutschland was involved in heavy fighting in both East Prussia, including a counterattack in the Baltic states, suffering high casualties in both men and material. The division was nearly destroyed during the battles in the Memel bridgehead. In November 1944, while the division and several attached units were redesignated as Panzerkorps Großdeutschland. By March 1945, the Panzer Grenadier Division Großdeutschland had been reduced to around 4,000 men after the Battle of Memel. By April 25, 1945, the division was engaged in heavy fighting in the battles around Pillow. 800 men of the division were evacuated on ferries via the Baltic Sea and surrendered to British forces in Schleswig-Holstein on May 9. The rest were either killed or captured during the fighting in Pillow or surrendered to Soviet forces on May 9 on the Vistula Spit. It is important to state that during the campaign in France, Großdeutschland carried out racially motivated murders of hundreds of captured black African members of the French army, which fell into the hands of the infantry regiment. The soldiers of Großdeutschland murdered captured blacks on account of their race, which they believed to merit their separation from white soldiers, and then their execution. For example, on June 10, 1940, at least 150 captured black soldiers were separated and murdered by Großdeutschland in the Erquinvillers area. On the 19th and the 20th of June 1940, the regiment soldiers carried out a series of massacres of captured blacks in the Chasley area, in which the regiment together with the SS Division 3rd SS Panzer Division Totenkopf murdered about 100 black soldiers for racial reasons. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and to make sure you don't miss my future work, please make sure you are subscribed to my channel and press the bell notification button. Thank you and see you in the next video.